Hi everyone. In this video, we will see a quick optimization trick in Android Studio. So the trick is regarding an emulator. While working with emulator, you must have noticed that emulator has some issues in the performance. Sometimes it takes time to launch, or even if it is launched, it stops responding or becomes slower. So let's try to fix the issue today. Firstly, I will display how the emulator is launched normally. So I have opened Device Manager. Here I can see an emulator which I have. So I'll just click on the Run button or the Launch button and it will launch an emulator. As you can see, there is Emulator tab. If I click on this tab, the emulator will disappear. If I click it again, it will reappear. So the solution to the problems regarding an emulator is to launch an emulator in a different window. So there are view modes are available which make us unable to launch the emulator the way we want. Like if I select the float view mode, it will float over the Android Studio. If I switch to window mode, it will launch in a separate window so that I can access either the studio or the emulator. So after launching the emulator in different window, if I click on the emulator tab, it disappears again. And if I click it on again, it reappears. So it is not technically detached from the Android Studio IDE or Android Studio window. So how to detach that actually? Let's check the setting. To launch an emulator in a different window, there is a setting in the preferences. You have to search emulator in the preferences, and here you'll get an option launch in a tool window. So by default, this option will be checked. By default, an emulator is launched within the Android Studio window. To launch it in a separate window, we just have to uncheck it. Let's try to apply this change. Every time we don't need to restart the IDE after we change the settings, but I do it. Now again, I will try to launch emulator just to make sure there is no running emulator in the studio. So the emulator is launched in a different window. It has its options in the right side and it works perfectly fine. Now if I click on the emulator tab, it is still showing us no running emulators, as an Android Studio window is not aware of any running emulator. It means the emulator is been launched in a separate window. Whenever we do this setting, the emulator is launched as a standalone application. So in the benefit, it launches faster, it runs smoother, and it saves some space as well. So it affects the performance of Android Studio as well. And there are some features which are available only if we run emulator in different window. So do check out those settings which are available only if emulator is launched in a different window. And let me know those in the comments. And try all those tricks and let me know if you find this useful. We will soon meet in the next video. Till then, keep coding. Bye.